Well, shit. Suicide Squad is a generic film at best. Has a great cast from Viola Davis, Will Smith, Margaret Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, and Jai Courtney, and others who just take a back seat to these that I just named. Well, except for Jai Courtney, but I'll get to that in a moment. The plot is extremely by the numbers, and basically it's just a lot of exposition in the first part of the movie where it just has to double speak and just emphasize who's going to be the main characters, and that's just a lot of time wasted that could have been talking about the other characters who are cool, like Captain Boomerang, played by Jai Courtney, who I think has finally found his niche and playing characters instead of trying to be the very bland and emotionless main cast member. I mean, leading actor, how we say. And Katana gets no burn. That's the problem. Like, Rick Flag, played by Joe Kinnaman, just explains and like very briefly each time something comes up that she does something. When she's talking to her sword and she's crying, he was like, oh well, they said that the guy who killed her husband, he killed her husband with that sword, and she's talking to his spirit. Things like that. It just happens. Everything with Katana, Rick Flag is there to explain, and it just seems like he's the character there that's to move the plot forward by just mentioning things. And all that time we wasted in the first half listening to shoehorned end music just to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, we missed out on stuff that really mattered because they probably left it on the cutting room floor, or they probably just didn't care. But more than likely they left it on the cutting room floor because there's been the past videos of Margaret Robbie and this guy here, Jared Leto, as Joker, actually filming scenes that were never seen inside the theatrical cut. So we all know and we all heard this movie and the editing room is a mess. They've been trying to make it into something that it's not, and it cost them dearly. It may make good amount of money, it may not, but it's the third critical bomb, and it just, I don't know. In the second half of this review, I will try to explain or try to just give you my full-on thoughts about it, but goddamn, we are in trouble, DC. You know, I really wanted to like this film. I'm not even sitting here trying to be disingenuous. I was really looking forward to seeing this movie because David Ayer did Training Day, he did Fury with Shia LaBeouf, John Bernthal, who we all know is Shane from The Walking Dead, Punisher, Logan Lerman, who was in a contention for Spider-Man at first. David Ayer is great, but he wrote and directed this movie, and I can't even blame this really on him at all, for the simple fact that the editing, we all know that the editing changed this movie from what it was. We all remember a long time ago, many months back, we was looking at a lot more of Harley Quinn and Joker that was really setting up their relationship and really made it set up like it was Joker was going to be an integral part of this movie. And you even see what the editing did. Like, he came there, he's like he came there to disrupt their party to get Harley back, but I feel like it was supposed to be much more than that. And speaking of those two, just how in the fuck did she get a phone and was messaging the Joker? And I just like how Deadshot just was like, she was like, shh, keep a secret. And you know him, he occasionally got to show he's a bad guy. We get it. I know, we get it. And so, and was this after Rick Flag explained to him, if y'all fuck up, you die? You know, after they blew Slipknot's head off for trying to escape? That poor dude got it badly. Like, I don't even know why Slipknot was in the movie. I guess he was just the guy that wear the red shirt, if you get the Star Trek reference. But I was really taken back by how this movie just wasn't what it It just wasn't what I thought it would be. It was supposed to have been something better, and we all saw it. We all saw all the stuff in the trailer was pretty much gone. We all thought that Common was supposed to have been a character, the dude that can make his tattoos into reality. He turns out to just be some dude that the Joker just murders, and they don't even show that. For this movie, I think he probably was that guy, and they just probably fucking said, look, get him out of here, you know? And then let's start with the Enchantress also, you know? No disrespect against the actress. I just didn't like the whole, just her moving like that and trying to, like, you a witch, or you witch, or you sexy witch, we get her, you Bayonetta, what the fuck? That, I was like, oh Lord, here we go. And I gotta say, the last fight scene I did like. I did like how she was moving and stuff, but they did one thing to take away from that. Maybe she was testing them to see if they were worthy warriors, but that whole time she could have disarmed every single one of them. But she decided to fight them, and I guess show just because we need to fill in these last few minutes when she could have just disarmed them. And I don't know, just damn it, man. Why? Just why? Why can't they just get this right? Now I don't mean to piss off anybody who's a fan of this movie. I'm only speaking for what I'm saying, and that, look, I just feel like it got to be a better way. It ain't. You don't have to be what the House of the Mouse is doing, but you got to be consistent with something. You can't just keep making the same schlock. You can't. You got to get Zack Snyder the hell out of there. He got to go. He was the executive producer of this movie. This movie is trying to pair in with his universe, and Jeff Johns, you got a lot to do, man. I mean, I'm a fan of what you wrote, except the Green Lantern movie. Yes, let's not forget, people, Jeff Johns wrote that movie. He wrote that movie, co-wrote it, and that movie was a piece of shit. Alright? I mean, despite Ryan Reynolds can do what he could, but the movie was a piece of shit, and it was co-written by Jeff Johns, and it was directed by Martin Campbell, who did Casino Royale. How do you go from doing one of the best Bond movies of today's generation to fucking Green Lantern? Is it too many hands in the cookie jar, DC? I like to think it is. But anyway, Suicide Squad, for me, like I said, it's a one and done. I don't know what the hell happened. Did they see? This is what I think happened. They probably saw what was going on with the critics, with Batman v Superman, what the fans were saying, and they just panicked and they tried to turn this movie into something it's not. And they said, and then they're gonna try to say, we made this movie for the fans. You did not make this fucking movie for the fans. If you made this movie for the fans, you did let David Ayer pretty much keep his vision going, instead of trying to get in there and hack it and turn it into something. I don't think the movie could be any darker and any more morose than the last two films. Or maybe it was. But these are villains. It fits with the villains. Don't change that. Right? I don't want to see Batman murdering people. I don't want to see Superman murdering people and brooding. But the Suicide Squad can murder people. They can shoot people up and stuff like that. They are villains. Amanda Waller know they're villains, and she's using them to do villainy. She's using a villainy to do acts of good. So there's going to be, she's totally okay with people dying as long as the greater good comes out of it. That's just how Amanda Waller is. And you don't need to turn this into something lighthearted and fun. These are villains. These are the people who's supposed to contrast Batman. We don't need Batman being a murderous Batman versus a murderous Joker. Who's the good guy? Alright? This is why I say Suicide Squad could have stayed right in that lane and showed us villains being villains but carrying out a mission because their lives depended on it. But Superman is supposed to be a hero, but let me tell you a little bit quick something about Zack Snyder. He's a big Ayn Rand fan, and Ayn Rand you know, it's all rich people and they all follow her book because Ayn Rand is about being selfish. She's about being self-serving, important, being big on oneself, but being selfish. And look how Superman turned out. Superman was selfish until the end of Dawn of Justice. He'd been selfish for 2 movies. He saved who he wanted to save. He didn't give a damn about the people in Man of Steel. He damn sure ain't really give much of a damn about people in Dawn of Justice, despite him trying to make himself look better in the public eyes by saving those people. And it looked like on his face it was a look of total burden. Until you see the ultimate cut where he actually left the party to go rescue people. See, the editing was better. They was trying to make him look better, but whoever edited these films, like we said, made him look like the selfish asshole he is. And Zack Snyder might have something to do with that. The whole being heavy into Ayn Rand, and she was just, that was just her thing. And it makes perfect sense now that I realize, and he put it out there that he was a big fan of her books and her philosophies. And we don't need that for the heroes. And Suicide Squad, we can just basically, they are self-serving. They are supervillains. But let them be, alright? I don't need them. They had so much potential with this and it's just ruined it. And like I said, it could have been much better. But anyway, let me know how you felt about the movie. You can agree or disagree. It's only my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. Go see the movie yourself, or wait and see it online like I did, because I'm not wasting my money for it. After I saw the critic score, I'm like, nope, nope. It's worth a watch, but you watch at your own risk. If you like the characters that much, go support the movie. If you like me and you've been burned twice before by DC Cinematic Universe and you kind of apprehensive about this one, do like I did. But anyway, peace out, because I'm a Fury telling you, keep watching what the fuck you want, keep gaming the way you want, and just keep being you. Peace.